They Said podcast, and you're back with, your host. I'm Kelly.
And this is Jessica.
Good to see you guys back. We've been away for a little while, recovering from the 2024 elections. We've
Yes.
been kind of going through a rough patch right now, just trying to get back to our groove, if you will. But we're trying to come back, and then we're trying to bring back the fires of our podcast. We feel like, we have a voice that needs to be heard at times. We
hmm
want to try to maintain the momentum as long as we can.
Of course. And Happy New Year to everyone. We hope you guys are having a wonderful year.
Hmm.
And if not, let's make 25 be the best year so far.
Correct. So yeah, a lot of things happened the last time we did our podcast. Last time was around November. Now 2 months have passed since then,
hmm
and we got the inauguration of Donald Trump. We got a couple of big events happening, like the Grammys and the Super
hmm
Bowl's coming up in a
hmm
couple of weeks from now.
hmm
So we wanted to talk about that a little bit. We probably can start with the Grammys first, right?
Yes.
So, as we all know, this is being recorded on the 2nd of February, which is the same day as the Grammys. The Grammys should be coming up in about 5 hours from the time of this recording. And we don't know who won yet, so we're gonna give our recommendations of who we believe should win, and just going through some of the bigger nominees that we have going forward for the 2025 Grammys.
Yes. Yes. So as we all know, we're hoping that Queen B, Beyonce,
Mhm.
with Cowboy Carter, she does get album of the year this year because like as we all know, she has been nominated for multiple years and unfortunately she had never won album of the year.
Mhm.
So I think this is one of her best albums so far. So hopefully this year she can get it.
Yeah.
Everybody's rooting for her. But it's always hard. She's there with Taylor Swift, she's there with Billie Eilish, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of competition, but I believe Queen Bee should take it this year. But let's hope.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of talk about also and Not Like Us and Kendrick Lamar.
Yes.
We know the upcoming Super Bowl titles coming up for him, but like there are a lot of nominations he made outside of the rap sphere.
Mhm.
We have him as best song of the year. We have him as
Mhm.
best right. I think it's also best written song and also best performance.
Mhm.
So we'll see what happens. Not Like Us. He is going against Fortnite from Taylor Swift. He's going against the Billie Eilish song as well.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be tough for him to win either of those three.
Mhm.
Nominees. He's probably a shoo-in when it comes to rap because I don't think he's going to
Mhm.
lose anybody when it comes to the rap lineup
No.
and when it comes to performance or when it comes to the song and rap. But him winning Best Song of the Year, I think it's well warranted for what Not Like Us did for the entirety of the summer. It was a summer anthem. It really brought him back to life when he was gone for a couple of years. He just came back during this rap beef. It kind of still echoes. It has billions of views on all types of platforms. I think it deserves to win Song of the Year. Just I don't think any other song really hit the same
Yeah.
echelon that he won.
And even the summer, also the fall. That was our fall song. Like
Yeah.
you see all the little kids singing it. Like it has a really impact a lot of people's. Have touched a lot of people from different background and different
Mhm.
ages. Like it's just a song that just the beat, the words, everything resonate with a lot of people. So
Yeah.
let's hope that he can come up, a winner this time.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And I also, Beyonce also got into, nomination into the best country song for Texas Hold'em, which is, a little controversial because they believe that she's not a country singer, but she's from Texas, and this is a country album if you think about it.
Mhm.
And, whether you want to say or not, but, we, us as African American or Black people, I'm Afro Latina, consider that we did a lot of, we have a lot of roots in the country music and like anybody else we can deserve to have those nominations and win those titles, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I believe when Old Town Road came out for Lil Nas X, I
hmm
wonder how that went. 'Cause I think he won Song of the Year, but
hmm
I don't know if he was listed in country songs. Do you
hmm
know if he was for that year?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I'm curious about that because I know like it was very controversial when it came to Old Town Road. So I was a little worried about that. Going because I know a lot of people were really upset about Old Town Road
hmm
winning Song of the Year. It was a very big song. People loved it all over the place. But I think they gave it a little bit of the nod approval because they
hmm
also had Billy Ray Cyrus on that as well. So
The
they kind
pop, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
father of Miley Cyrus.
hmm
So that kind of like provided a bit of like I guess that structure, like, hey, he's a country singer, he's collaborating with a rapper, so
hmm
we're gonna be okay calling it a country song. So I'm curious about that because I know that was a big country song that came out for by a black person. So I'm curious if they even listed that under the country nominee if he won that or not.
hmm
Because we won best song, I imagine he would have won best country song as well, but I don't know if he did or not. But you know, yeah, I agree. I think Beyonce being the performer who has the most nominees in of our time of Grammy history, I think she deserves to win. Best Song of the Year. I think she's earned that, or Best Album of the Year. I
Mhm.
think it's Best Album for this one. So I think Best Song of the Year is either going to go to Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, or it's going to go to Kendrick Lamar. I think there's only three that are really in the running for this
Yeah,
year. But I really hope it is Kendrick Lamar who wins
yeah.
Best Song of the Year.
Just to go back with Little Nas,
Mhm.
he did win best music video for the Old Town Road mix.
Okay.
He also got the best pop duo
Okay.
for the and for the country music award. He won the musical event of the year.
Okay.
So they did give him an country music award for that.
Okay. Okay. So you get okay. Okay. So
Yeah,
I
he
was
got
curious about that.
something. Yeah.
I was curious about that. 'Cause I know it was a big song, and it definitely got a lot of rewards from
Hmm.
that. So I was wondering if it got any country awards. So it did
Hmm.
get okay.
Yeah.
So it's not unprecedented for
No,
a
he
black
got it for
artist to get a country
2019.
award.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But he also had to have Billy Ray, right?
Yeah.
I would think if we did have Billy Ray Cyrus, I don't think it would have gone the way it went.
Fair, yeah. So I think that that's one thing to say because like with the Beyonce one, I think it's Texas Hold'em was the biggest song.
Hmm. Hmm.
There aren't. She's doing it by herself, from
Hmm.
what I understand. I know Jay Z's on it as well, the
Hmm.
album,
Hmm.
but I think like a lot of her songs aren't done with white
Hmm.
artists
Hmm.
alongside her. I think
Hmm.
it's primarily just her. So
Hmm.
I'd be interested to see if she does win. That'd be great. I know a lot of people who were country themselves
Hmm.
love their music, and they seem to build a bit of a bridge.
Hmm.
So we'll see if that bridge keeps being built from this,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Let's hope for the best for her.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and we'll just see what what they talk about because awards now tend to be a little bit political. So let's see what things they touch in, like what
Yeah,
artists are going to say about this, right? Because they all try to warn us and say that Donald Trump is this person that was going to destroy this country. So let's say they say something about that, or they just
yeah,
like go within like nothing happened. So I'm also looking forward to see what other things they can
yeah. Speaking of artists, now Trump, this is a segue really into Snoop Dogg as well. We can kind of blend these together.
Hmm.
Um, you know, we had the inauguration that happened on January 20th.
Hmm.
We know that Nelly and Snoop Dogg both went to perform for his inauguration.
Hmm. Which
Snoop,
it was like it was more for his the ball like the night before
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
it,
night
it
yeah
was a crypto
yeah
ball,
yeah
right?
yeah the
The
crypto
crypto,
ball yeah.
yeah. So they both performed for that. I haven't heard a lot of backlash on Nelly from my own point of view, but I heard a lot of black backlash on Snoop Dogg because he was a prolific. He was talking a lot about how Donald Trump was not for the people, how he was this bigoted person, and
Hmm.
then he kind of kowtowed towards him at the very end. He had a response saying he's still 100% black, that he's still black, they don't understand why he's doing this.
Hmm.
And I know there are some records that show that before he did this, Trump did pardon one of his boys who was in
Hmm.
prison, and maybe it's a bit of like I scratch your back, you scratch mine kind of
I
thing.
think it has to do with that too.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And obviously, Snoop Dogg has been kind of a crypto bro. Like he's been doing a lot of crypto things. I never really approved of that stuff. I feel like crypto's still a scam for rich people to
Hmm.
get richer and to
Hmm.
exploit from the poor people. But I think it's a bit of those two things kind of colliding, the
Yeah.
crypto bro thing and the pardon that happened.
Hmm.
But do you feel like this kind of damages your view of Snoop Dogg going forward?
Um, it has some questions for me, but
Sure.
I'm kind of like divided in two because I'm like, right, we the one that are gonna be the most affected with this presidency.
Yeah.
We can say view other minorities as well, but we are going to be very
Yeah.
affected with this. And I feel like why not? We can, if he can help his friend out, he can help whoever he can help out. Because I would not take his Snoop Dogg black card because Snoop Dogg has been there for his community. Like he is so pro black. He has invested so much of his money
Hmm.
back to his community, so that's not going to come away from that. So I feel like he's not like he just. I feel like he just did it because what he did Donald Trump did to his friend and but I do understand why people are so upset and like a little bit didn't know why was don't do it because he don't need the money but sometimes we do need the help of some people up like the president, right?
Yeah.
So he never know when you're gonna need him and things like that. And for Nelly, I heard that Nelly did have some gun charges that he wanted to get rid of. He looking for a pardon, and I don't see that wrong. Like he's gonna be there, he's gonna be the president for 4 years. Like it's not like he's donated towards this campaign. He's not telling black people that it's okay for them to come. Like they just looking out for each other. And it's like at this point, like nobody's looking out for us. So at this point, you got to do what you got to do to make
Mhm.
sure you get out of whatever situation. But I get it. I get both ways, but I can also understand.
Um, I'm kind of a both ways.
Mhm.
Because I feel like this is the most corporate black action to do. I feel like
Mhm.
it just shows them between like, a rich black person, a middle class black person, and a poor black person.
Mhm.
And now that Snoop Dogg has kind of gotten to that level where he is, doing T-Mobile
Mhm.
ads,
Mhm.
he's the face of it. He did a whole Facebook thing, he did a whole
Olympics, he
yeah,
was part of,
Olympics. He's
yeah.
on a Super Bowl.
Mhm.
He's
Mhm.
done all these accolades.
Mhm.
Now
Mhm.
he's on that Jay-Z side. He's on that
Yeah.
high
Mhm.
echelon.
Mhm.
You know, I understand that, and you don't
Mhm.
want to lose that. You don't want to lose that like power that you have so
Mhm.
far. And to be fair, with the amount of money you have, things like racism and systemic racism doesn't really affect you as much as it would
Mhm.
the average black person.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, though I don't agree with Snoop Dogg's actions because he was so against
It's so against
Donald,
him.
Donald
Yeah.
Trump throughout the 4 years that we've been kind of campaigning against him
Mhm.
throughout the Joe Biden career, and during majority of it, he was very vocal against Donald Trump during the COVID stuff as
Mhm.
well.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it is really shocking that he did this so
Mhm.
blatantly and so
Mhm.
quickly
Mhm.
because he was so like because there was a video that came out of in the face of any black person who would help Donald Trump.
Exactly.
And now he is that black person who helped Donald Trump.
Mhm.
So what are you going to do about that? Because now it seems hypocritical, right? So I agree with you where he's looking out for himself, where you are right. Trump's executive orders are going to affect us the most, whether you be black or Latino, we're
Mhm.
both, of course.
Mhm.
It's going to affect us the most. And you can argue Snoop Dogg is helping himself out, helping out his community, helping out
Mhm.
his close
Mhm.
circle. But at the end of the day, if you did a crime, you got to deal with that crime.
Mhm.
If Nelly has a gun charge against himself, he's the only one to blame for that.
Mhm.
So I understand what they're going for. I understand they're trying to appease the people in power, but we should also be fighting for what we believe is right. Because if we keep on appeasing the people who are in power, we're only going to be suffering from it the most.
Mhm. Mhm.
But kind of going back to the Grammys a little bit, I am kind of curious if this is going to cause any type of racial kickback because now the talk of DEI is becoming so much more popular
Mhm.
now with our new presidential executive orders going on and how he's trying to get rid of DEI in all facets of our
Mhm.
modern era. I'm curious if that's going to affect anything to do with the Grammys as well, where maybe they may even push having less diverse actors involved because we had the BET Awards. Maybe like, okay, we'll remove more black actors because they can just be a part of the BET Awards. I'm curious about that as well.
Yeah, and like I think last year they added the African album or something like that. Some African category was
Okay.
added with Tyler was the one that she won. So I wonder if if they're gonna step back on that because they are
Yeah.
adding more
Diversity.
diverse
Yeah.
music and things like that.
Yeah.
That's an amazing point to put into, right?
Yeah.
Because those places those did not
Yeah.
care to us carry it to us. So we wonder what they're gonna do with that.
Yeah. Like I don't imagine this is gonna be the end of it. Uh I look forward to seeing it later on because it's gonna come in about 3 to 4 hours.
Hmm.
So we look forward to seeing what happens in the future with this with the Grammys. But as of right now, I'm not holding my breath. The Kendrick Lamar only wins from the rap point of view and only wins nominees that were based on the music that's being rap.
Hmm.
I understand that that's expected, but if he were to win Song of the Year, I don't think he's gonna win Best Written Song. I think that's gonna be like Billie Eilish or someone
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
But if he were to win Best Song of the Year, which I think is warranted for this category, going off of how much it's echoed and reverberated around the
It's
entire world,
still,
it still echoes.
yeah,
It's everywhere, right?
everywhere.
He deserves this.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
he
yeah.
definitely deserves this. The fact that this song created like all this legal backlash from Drake and everything like that. We'll talk about it more during the
Hmm.
Super Bowl talking point. But I think it just deserves that kind of
Hmm.
reparation for
Hmm.
itself. It deserves to kind of, and it's kind of like the last footnote in like the beef wars, right?
Hmm.
It shows like because not a single Drake song was like this or anything.
Hmm.
And Drake has been, has made multiple songs. He made about 5 songs
Hmm.
connected to this rap beef,
And
but none of
none
them
of
have been
them really
recommended.
stick. Yeah,
Yeah,
none of them. And also, I feel like also kind of also talk about a topic. Like he brought a lot of topic about how people are like come and take from us, and sometimes they'll even get back to us. They
yeah,
just come when they need us to do something for them, and then they forget when it's time to like help your community or give back to your community. They don't do that. So I just like the conversation that he brought forward. Um, with this song, which was like, yeah. And I feel bad for Drake that he felt like, they took this away from him or whatever. They advertised more Kendrick Lamar than they advertised him. He just don't understand that Kendrick Lamar is the GOAT.
yeah,
So he did what he has to do, and like Drake said before, he raps like he tried to save to free some slaves. Yeah, that's exactly what he's trying to do. We are mentally slaves.
Mm,
Okay, if we don't want to say we physically enslaved, we are mentally enslaved, and and live in a society that still don't see us as equal.
mm.
So he is trying to still save, still free us. So
Or at
yeah.
least to get us aware of the
Okay, yeah,
situations.
get us
Yeah.
away the situation and
Mhm.
mentally, free us from things that's still going on, right?
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, because we're seeing it right now. We'll get to that topic when we get to the Super Bowl part. But there's just like any closing remarks when it comes to the Grammys. Like anything you're looking forward to.
I just want to see and see what's gonna happen, right? To see who's the
Mhm,
winner, who's not. Are they, catering more to us or are they not?
mhm.
But what we expect from them is the Grammys.